this eye be looking me in the eye every day. Oh, book two's about to be popping. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be jumping on the bandwagon with the 10 before the end video. I wasn't going to do it because I already have a stack of books that have been on my TBR cart, and I told myself if I don't read these by the end of the year, then I'm unhauling them. But the more that I've looked at them on my TBR cart, I'm like, I'm about to read those books. But I just left them there like maybe. But none of them are like exciting to me. Like, I don't want the 10 before the end to be like the or else books. I feel like that's something else. The ones that are going on this list are books that I actually really want to read. And something that I am prioritizing in this particular list or stack of books is books that I've had a little bit longer. Obviously I'm really excited about the books that I just hauled, but I want to definitely give love to the books who have been waiting their turn patiently for months and months and months. I do have like, I think maybe 2 newer books that I hauled for my birthday. I do have like a couple of those, but for the most part, these are books that have, like I said, been waiting for their turn for months. So I have a little bit of every genre. First and foremost, we're going to talk about the romance books. I have the last 2 Mimi Grace books that I have, and the last 2 Mimi Grace books that I'm pretty sure she has written. Last time I checked, I have all the books she's ever written or published. The first one I have is Take a Hike. This is the 3rd book of the one series that she has. And then I also have Along for the Ride, which is a standalone. And both of these are small town romances, if I'm not mistaken. And I think this is really gonna be really stinking cute. And her books are like very short, very digestible. They're definitely under they're under 300 pages. And they are spicier than they look. Okay, don't be fooled. They're spicier. It's not like bursting with spice, but it's passion in these books. And I just think they're a really fun, like, palette cleanser, like super cute, adorable reads. Speaking of super cute and adorable reads, I have Grounds for Romance by Mel Walker. I've never heard of this author, but I love coffee. I love books, and this cover really got to me, and it's by a Black author. Again, this kind of gives Mimi Grace because it is short. It's almost under 200 pages, 204 pages. The font is like very large in this. I feel like I could finish this in just a couple of hours, maybe 3. And I want to get this done like in this season. And I feel like this, again, is going to be really cute. So next I have a couple of historical fictions. I have just finished, as I'm filming this, I finished Yellow Wife, I think yesterday or the day before. And that is just totally in my spirit. So I have a couple of historical fiction books that I've had for a while, and I've been like bracing myself emotionally to read them, and I think I am ready. Like, I'm ready. So first I have Take My Hand by Dolen, Perkins, Valdez. I kind of hate that it has like the Target thingy on here. That's not a sticker, but they just plopped or whatever, you know. So if I love it, I'll probably like replace it with one that doesn't have one like that, like maybe from like Half Price Books or something. But this is the book that I confused the Sadika Johnson book with. I thought that one was the nurse book. This one is the nurse book. And this is on my fall TBR, so I definitely want to give this a go. And then I have The Other Princess by Denny S. Bryce. This is based on a true story. It says, a stunning portrait of African princess raised in Queen Victoria's court and adapting to life in Victorian England, based on the real life story of a recently rediscovered historical figure, Sarah Forbes Bonetta. So like I said, I just finished Yellow Wife, and that is based upon the true story of Mary Lumpkin. So, and it just made the story like 10 times more powerful to me. So I would really like to read this. Next, I have a couple of historical fiction books. I have 2 books from authors that I have read from within the last month, and they have really just gripped me and I just want more. So first I have We Deserve Monuments by Jas Hammonds. This is the same author who wrote Thirsty. You guys know that book just hit me. It hit me so bad. And I even had this book before I bought Thirsty. So now I'm just like, this has probably been a gem sitting on my shelf this whole time, and I really, really want to read this. Jas Hammonds is a queer person, and they write queer people in their books, and I find that that's happening a lot more in YA, and it's just very enlightening. Like reading growing up when I was a YA, like never ever did I see that in books. So it is really refreshing and really enlightening to see like the perspective of not only an author but like the characters who are queer, and I think that's just really interesting. And then I also have a book by Sadika Johnson. It is And Then There Was Me. This seems to have a little bit of heavy content in it as well. I'm not going to read the whole back, just a little blurb at the top. It says Sadika Johnson's And Then There Was Me is a heartrending story of love and friendship, heartache and betrayal. Something about like a woman who's like had a quiet, like meek type of personality. Her best friends kind of had to like, you know, push her socially and like show her the world and life. Well, she ends up getting married and moving somewhere else, and her husband, who promises to like be faithful and honor her and cherish her, totally does none of those things. And we just kind of see like a snowball effect of like how she's handling everything. And I feel like it's going to be a heavy read, but I'm ready. Like I said this in a recent video, I'm in that like reflective like mood or something. Like I'm ready to absorb these types of stories right now, and just think and feel. I definitely said that because I was editing the video and I was like, yes, but I mean that. Then I have a fantasy book. This is, I was about to say, yeah, Two Twisted Crowns. Two Twisted Crowns. This is the sequel of the duology from One Dark Window. It was the first book I read that last week. That was such a unique fantasy. I feel like all fantasies are like kind of unique, but this one is so unique. And the first book didn't end on a cliffhanger necessarily, but it's like, oh, book 2's about to be popping, and this is book 2 and I'm ready to get into it. So I'm really excited about that one. Then I have a science fiction book. I don't read a lot of science fiction, but this is one that I have been wanting to read for a very long time, and I just never got around to it. And the bookshelf scavenger hunt that I did made me remember that I had this book. It's Kindred by Octavia E. Butler. Again, this is like historical fiction, historical science fiction. There's time jumping in it, which I am trying to learn and trying to become more comfortable with, because at this present time it's not overwhelming, but it's not as fluid of a reading experience for me. But this has been adapted into a movie. I haven't seen the movie, but I think I heard that if you're going to read Octavia Butler or you're going to read sci-fi, like this isn't a bad one to start with. And I know it's going to be heavy. I know it's going to be heavy. So this is about a young girl. Well, she's 26. And she vanishes from her home and is transported to the antebellum South, summoned to the past to protect Rufus, the son in a slave-owning plantation family. She must ensure his safety so that he may live into young adulthood, but it isn't until after Dana endures multiple trips that she learns the truth of the relationship and how her very existence in her own time is dependent upon helping Rufus survive in his. And it goes on from there, but it's critical that she saves Rufus. And it's probably just like, how could she possibly save this guy? Like, he's terrible, he's awful, but like she has to if life as she knows it is to continue. So this is going to be an interesting read. And then finally, I'm gonna try. Okay, I mentioned this probably in every video recently. I want to read one of our Kind by Nicole Yoon. I will read this by the end of the year. I have one more book of hers. It's a YA romance, but this is the one I won't say it's been like heavy on my spirit, but it's begging to be read on my bookshelf. It be this eye be looking me in the eye every day. So I need to read this. I need to read this. And all of these, I'm gonna tell you, like, I am looking forward to reading them. Hopefully I don't find myself like trapped by all of these TBRs, but these, I will honestly say, like, I'm genuinely looking forward to reading and unpacking and experiencing the reading journey through those books. So comment down below if you've read any of these. I'm sure you guys have. I'm sure some of these are probably ones that maybe they're new to you as well. If you want to see any reading vlogs of these books, leave them down in the comments and I will do that for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this style of video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please consider doing so before moving on, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.